guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell from the thumbnail, we have an unboxing. Also, we have an installation of a few things. First off, you gotta kind of peel off this little saran wrap around the whole thing. Then you just have your box. As you can tell from looking at this, this is a Hobbywing Quick Run Fusion. It's a censored brushless crawler system, but it's a 2-in-1. 3/4 of the motor, the bottom part, next to the output shaft, is the motor, while the top quarter of it is the ESC. We pull this out, and see our motor right here. Now, this is the width, the radius is the same as a 540 sized motor, but the length of the whole can is a 550 sized. This thing was pretty tight in there in the box, but as you can see, the first thing on the bottom is the program card. This is a special program card just for this motor and its crawling capabilities. You can use other program cards on this motor right here, but they will lead to different results. This is specially made for this motor, the Fusion 2-in-1. You can also see all the wires we have down here. So we're gonna push out the motor. And since this is a motor ESC combo, instead of your normal 3 wires leading from the motor, you have your plug-in for your battery, which is an XT60, your plug-in to the receiver, and your on-off button. Also has a little removable rubber piece, which you plug the program card into. Next up, we have our tires. Now, this was a very hard thing for me to pick, but in the end result, I got some Proline hyrax tires. These are the 4.74 in size, I think that's roughly. It has a G8 rubber compound, that's the standard. It's also on some black beadlock wheels. These have very rough, there's a big gap in between the treads, and that'll give it a lot of traction on loose dirt and stuff, while the top of the treads is nice and flat, and there's a big portion, so you can get good traction on rocks. I think this will do very good. I did hear something about it not being really like a rounded on the edges of the tire, that it might dig. I haven't seen any problems with that from what I've seen, but these are my tire pick. When you're fitting them on the Redcat Gen 8, the 12mm hexes that the Gen 8 comes with are kind of tough to fit into here, but with a little bit of convincing, they'll go right in. Once you get those in, make sure the little pin on the output shaft, everything lines up, and you can slide that back on. So it looks like we have one tiny little screw right here we have to remove to better access the motor mount. Just like that, this little cover for the motor mount comes off. This is going to allow us to put on the pinion gear and also use our hubber to mount the motor. Note, this pack kit does not come with motor mount screws, so you're going to have to supply your own. These are some Traxxas motor mount screws I picked up from my Project Rustler. Also, make sure you pick yourself up a pinion gear. This is the Redcat Gen 8 17-tooth pinion gear. This is the stock size. I thought I'd go with that and work from there. I probably will gear it down a little bit. Just getting a rough feel for how the motor's going to mount up. I suggest using blue Loctite for all your screws that are being held in by metal or aluminum. I am just now learning that the stock Redcat Racing pinion gear will not fit on this 540 sized motor. Although I did get this motor installed with the help from Loctite and these 2 screws. Now, we're just going to tighten these screws down. There you go. Now you have your new Hobbywing Fusion 2-in-1 motor ESC combo installed. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Keep tuned for seeing more on the Gen 8 pack.